This is QTV News coming to you from our studios on Kairaba Avenue, and I am Julden Jai. Thanks for joining us. Here are the main news headlines. Our national COVID-19 vaccination campaign round 9 will commence on the 1st of March and conclude on the 10th of March 2023. And the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs and Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority on Friday reiterated government's commitment to digitalize all the country's revenue collection systems. And the President of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Idrissa Mas Job, has visited the 16th edition of the Gambia Trade Fair International, which is currently underway at the GCCI grounds in Bijilo. And in the internationals, Libyans have commemorated the 12th anniversary of their 2011 popular uprising that overthrew Colonel Mohamed Gaddafi's 42 years of dictatorship. In sports news, Gambia's under-20 footballers, the Young Scorpions, have booked their place in the quarterfinals of the ongoing under-20 AFCON in Egypt. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV News and I am Julden Jai. Now the news in detail. The expanded program on immunization of the Ministry of Health in collaboration with partners on Friday briefed the media on the forthcoming nationwide COVID-19 vaccination campaign, which is from the 1st to the 10th of March 2023. Lena E. Igwenyiba reports.
Relaxation of the COVID rules doesn't mean that COVID is gone. COVID is not going now. It's between us. It will going to continue to be with us, maybe for good. So there's no other way that we protect ourselves apart from vaccination.
That was Sidat Fofana, Program Manager of the Expanded Program of Immunization, EPI. COVID-19 restrictions have been lifted in the Gambia. The outbreak that hit the Gambia in 2020 left the country with recorded cases of 12,593 and 372 deaths. The pandemic continues to impact lives and livelihoods. Despite significant gains in the reduction of COVID-19 cases, the Round 9 countrywide vaccination campaign aims to strengthen efforts to get at least 70% of the population vaccinated. The vaccines available in the country are Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer and Sinopharm, which have been proven to be safe. Sanjali Tarawale, Deputy Director of Health Promotion, speaks on the effectiveness and safety of the vaccines, making emphasis on the need to take them.
The benefit is obvious. If you take up the vaccine, the tendency of catching the disease is very minimal, as compared to somebody who has not get the jab. It has never been reported that somebody developed a very serious side effect or adverse event.
The vaccination teams will be deployed to public places such as community bantabas, health facilities, schools, markets, crossing points, and other strategic locations. The priority groups to be vaccinated are from the age of 12 and above. Sidat Fofana, Program Manager of the Expanded Program of Immunization, expresses their readiness to administer the vaccines.
COVID is not gone, it's not going. The only way we can protect ourselves is to make sure that we vaccinate. We vaccinated our family, we convince them. So vaccine is not a problem now. We have a lot of vaccine. As I said, health workers are ready for the task.
COVID-19 vaccines have been shrouded with misconceptions and misinformation. Jibril Gando Balde, Senior Health Communication Officer, speaks on the steps and communication strategies used in addressing the issue of misconceptions.
We have community radios, and we have health workers in these regions, in these some of them villages. So they will be engaging those radios to ensure that they have a weekly radio program telling the people on the ground that it is important for them to get vaccinated and why they should be vaccinated.
In 2021, the Q Group launched a massive vaccination campaign for its staff and their families. The event at Q City registered a turnout of hundreds lining up to take the Johnson & Johnson single jab vaccine. In round 9 of the nationwide vaccination campaign, the public is encouraged to take the jab, including those that need to take their booster doses. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena Igwenyiba.
Gambia to commence round 9 of the COVID-19 vaccination campaign on the 1st of March. And of course, following the signing ceremony for the introduction of a digitalized revenue tracking and enhancement program between the Ministry of Finance and SICPA, the Minister for Finance and Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority on Friday reiterated government's commitment to digitalize all the country's revenue collection systems. And Sumana Esonyasi attended and filed in this report.
The signing of this agreement with SICPA, a Switzerland-based company with a trustworthy reputation for providing secure identification, traceability and authentication solutions and services, has been hailed by both the Minister for Economic Affairs, Sidi Keita, and the Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority, Yankuba Dabo, as a major development that will usher in the much-needed transformation for the enhancement of all revenue collection systems, particularly for GRA and Ports Authority, adding that the introduction of the new program will be of immense help to the GRA, especially in addressing some of the challenges within the revenue collection systems.
The need for digitalization of our national processes ranging from public administration to revenue mobilization, which form the lifeblood of any government, cannot be overemphasized. Therefore, it's in the interest of this ministry, that is the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, and in partnership with the strategic stakeholders such as the Gambia Revenue Authority, PURA, GPPA, the Procurement Directorate, Ministry of Trade, and the Ports Authority to embark on a journey to introduce solutions that will track efficiently and effectively excise taxes.
We believe that having them, working with them, we will be able to increase our revenue collection, and it will be a win-win situation. We have studied the whole process, and we believe that it will be a good thing for the country. As I said, we don't want to increase tax rate, but we want to bring efficiency in the work that we are doing. And in doing that, we have to digitalize.
They went on to add that the agreement will increase efficiency and help enhance revenue collection and performance in the telecom sector, amongst others.
The benefit of this solution touches on all actors of the economy. For producers, the solution helps monitor their market share, as it serves as a major deterrent to smuggling and dumping of substandard products through encouraging fair competition. For consumers, the solution will also ensure quality and ensure that consumers are aware of the quality of what they are consuming through a digitalized stamp.
Government is not out to increase any tax in terms of rate. But what we are trying to do is to bring efficiency in our work. And you can only bring efficiency if you introduce digitalization. In the past, we are dealing with the private sector in a very informal way. Informal in the sense that when we start with the excise duty, the factories will give us their productions at the end of the month, and then their charges are based on what they supply to GRA. And there is always a question mark in terms of the amount that is given to GRA. Is it actually the amount that has been produced?
Albert Moragas, Business Development Director at SICPA, says they are excited to sign this long-term partnership with the Gambia government and hopes this positively impacts government's revenue by delivering quality results.
We thank the government of Gambia, particularly the Ministry of Finance, the Gambia Revenue Authority, and the PPP unit for the trust. From our side, we trust that our solutions that have been proven effective with more than 40 governmental contracts around the world will allow the government of Gambia to fight the illicit economy.
The signing of this agreement is the culmination of months of negotiations spearheaded by the senior management of the GRA and the Ministry of Finance, following a study tour to Uganda where SICPA is operating a similar program. Answana Nyasi for QTV News.
The Minister for Finance and the Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority reiterates government's commitment, of course, to digitalize all the tax collection systems in the country. From the report, we move to the next one. Of course, the president of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Idrissa Mas Jobe, on Friday visited the 16th edition of the Trade Fair Gambia International, which is currently underway at the GCCI grounds in Bijilo. Janaba Sonko was there and she files in this report.
This annual international trade fair presents opportunities for businesses, industries and innovators to showcase their products and services and to collaborate to grow. Businesses from a wide range of sectors including agriculture, banking and financial services, clothing, construction and tourism industries and international businesses have gathered at the GCCI Trade Fair grounds in Bijilo to market their products and ideas. The theme for this year's trade fair is Connecting Business for a More Resilient Economy. Idrissa Mas Jobe, the president of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, shares his perception about the trade fair.
We know that there are always startup issues, but this time we had less, hoping that next year we will have none. We have also observed that we have more participants this year. Almost 500 people are participating in this year's trade fair, and that's a record number for the Gambia. The other observation is that we have observed that small, medium-sized enterprises in the Gambia are actually a female affair, and young women, the majority of the people that are here that are being exposed today.
Over the years, there has been a lot of transformation and improvements in planning and staging the event. The GCCI has acquired and developed this trade fair site in Bijilo as a permanent solution for more space, easy accessibility and convenience. According to the GCCI president, there are plans to transform the ground into what is called Jula City.
That is what we want to do, not only the trade fair. We are thinking of building a Jula City. Gambia is one of the few places in the world now that doesn't have a commercial business district. In most countries where you go, you'll find that there is a certain district where you'll have banks, insurance companies, a centralized place that you can go and do one shop. And this GCCI trade ground, we already have the designs. We are only waiting for the central bank to start the capitals market because we want to go to that market.
Although the Gambia is a tax-based economy, business owners say government should give certain businesses tax waivers as a form of encouragement.
Taxes are always transferable. If I were to import something and the government would apply tax, then I will add the tax before adding my profit. So tax waivers are not very critical as far as the business community is concerned. It is critical when it comes to now investment. And I think that generally for agriculture and for generally what I call productive goods, goods that you will need to produce other goods, whether they are tractors, should be completely duty and tax-free. The rest, every economy requires taxes.
Founded in 1967, the GCCI is a non-profit and pro-private sector-driven organization that facilitates business development and promotes partnerships across border trade, businesses and entrepreneurship, and advances the interests of Gambian businesses nationally and internationally. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Basonko.
That report by Jennifer Sonko will take us to a short commercial break. When we return, we have some more local as well as international news. So stay tuned.
Being the Gambia's trusted network, QCell continues to provide the fastest and most reliable internet service in the Gambia. With 4G plus internet speed, you are guaranteed fast and reliable internet anytime, anywhere with QCell. Get a QCell SIM card now at any of our customer care centers and enjoy the fastest 4G internet in the Gambia. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyubus. We innovate, others follow.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. If you are just tuning in, this is QTV News and I am Julden Jai. Now, a technical senior secondary school was inaugurated in Jara Tonya Taba in the Lower River region by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education in collaboration with MRC Holland and Karamba Foundation. Our regional correspondent Bakari Balde attended the event and he filed in this report.
This is the first and only technical senior secondary school in the region. It consists of 12 classrooms, including a computer lab, home science room, a library, plus spaces dedicated to automotive, wood and metal work. Modi Esfai, the principal of the school, says the school will focus on academic and technical education to prepare students for the future.
One of the technical senior secondary schools in the Gambia and the only technical senior secondary school in LRR or Lower River region, we are cognizant of the pivotal role we play in ensuring that the teaching is relevant and rigorous in preparing our students to be employable citizens in this global community.
Momodi G. Jallo, the Regional Education Director in Region 4, and Jerry Sanyang, Deputy Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education, both spoke about government commitment to promoting technical and vocational education and complimented the sponsors.
Our deepest sense of gratitude to MRC Holland Foundation, the Gambia, for the number of schools built in this region. It is now time to give recognition to another foundation in the name of Karamba Foundation. Here is another charitable organization that complements the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education in its strive in providing vocational skill training and education to rural settlers.
MOPSI recognized Tibet as an important tool that needs to be given due consideration.
Henriette Sonko, the MRC Holland Foundation Country Coordinator, and Henk van Bruggen, Chairman of the Karamba Foundation, both expressed delight about the successful implementation of the project.
For MRC Holland Foundation, we always say education is everybody's concern and everybody's duty. And that is manifested in this project which we are opening today. What you can see here shows that nobody can achieve good education by himself.
Sidi Lamin Ba, the governor of Lower River Region, applauded government for providing the enabling environment for such development. He challenged teachers and students to make the best use of the opportunity.
But you, the students as well, must realize and understand that they say to whom much is given, a whole lot more is expected. All this has been done to shape your future. Now a lot has been given to you. What do we expect from you?
Having this institution in this region is widely appreciated by the communities, whose children would normally move to the combos to learn vocation skills. This school will also serve as a feeder to the GTT annex in Mansakonko. For QTV News, I am Bakari Balde.
That report by Bakari Balde will take us to the international news. Now, Libyans have marked the 12th anniversary of their 2011 uprising that overthrew Colonel Mohamed Gaddafi's 42 years of dictatorship. This comes as the African Union is organizing a national reconciliation conference to restore stability in Libya. Let's have more details of that in this report. On February 17, 2011, Libya experienced a series of protests similar to that experienced in many Arab states at the time, the so-called Arab Spring. Commemorating the anniversary, many cities witnessed major celebrations, and in the capital, Tripoli, residents took to the streets to celebrate, with squares decorated with national flags and lights. During the 2011 uprising, the Gambia government, under the former President Yahya Jammeh, recognized Libya's rebel Transitional National Council as the only legitimate government. the government froze and closed all assets held in the Gambia on behalf of or in the name of the government of Colonel Mohamed Gaddafi. The government also ordered all staff of the Libyan embassy in Banjul to leave the country within 72 hours. The anniversary of the uprising comes amid the continuing political stalemate and government divisions since elections could not be held. As part of its most recent efforts to bring peace back to the nation, the European Union is organizing a meeting for national reconciliation in Libya. Musa Faki Mahamat, the chairperson of the AU Commission, made a statement at the conclusion of a two-day summit in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, saying the date and place for the national conference is yet to be decided. Presidential and legislative elections were originally scheduled for December of 2021, but the polls were postponed indefinitely because of strong differences over controversial candidates and the rules on participation. The past struggle and vacuum created since Gaddafi's ousting and the country's proximity to Europe have also led to Libya being used as a transit point for irregular migrants hoping to get to Europe, where criminal networks operate to kidnap for ransom, exploit and smuggle large numbers of migrants desperate to reach the EU. Libya is only 1,778 kilometers from Italy. Many young Gambians have embarked on the so-called backway journey to Libya to Europe in search of greener pastures. Some have died on the way, others imprisoned, trafficked, deported and abused, among other inhuman treatment. Despite efforts by many institutions, including the International Organization for Migration, many people are still tempted to use the dangerous routes through the deserts and the Mediterranean. For QTV News, I am Julden Jai.
Now let's shift our attention to sports news. Gambia's under-20 footballers, the Young Scorpions, have booked their place in the quarterfinals of the ongoing under-20 AFCON in Egypt. Here is the report.
The Young Scorpions carried on from where they left off in the previous match, where they beat Tunisia 1-0. They thus sit proudly atop Group C, having won both games. This time, their victims were Zambia, who they dispatched after a tough battle. In the pre-match press conference, coach Abdoulaye Bojang and vice-captain Kajali Drame had set out their intentions. Certainly, as they arrived at the venue and made it to their changing room, they were in relaxed and boisterous mood. The Scorpions' confident mood continued as they made their way onto this pitch, side by side with their opponents, who performed their usual ritual of pretending to rub their heads. The Young Scorpions and their supporters in the crowd sang the national anthem with gusto ahead of the kickoff. Gambia did most of the attacking, but Zambia defended resolutely. Nonetheless, it was a surprise that the teams went in goalless at half-time. The second half seemed to be heading the same way, until Gambia scored the opener in the 63rd minute through Cape Town City player Kajali Drame. He beat the Zambia keeper to the ball and poked the ball into the net. Gambia were awarded a penalty in the 81st minute, which captain Alaji Sen stepped up to dispatch past the Zambia keeper. There was no way back for the young Copper Bullets, and Gambia were worthy winners. Captain Alaji Sen picked up his second consecutive Man of the Match award, although an online poll before the match had picked up Kajali Drame as the likely Man of the Match. Celebrations carried on in the changing room and in the team hotel. The team can now look forward to their third game in the group, certain of finishing top of Group C after Tunisia and other group opponents Benin played out a 0-0 draw. As they go into the quarterfinals, they will be the team to avoid. For QTV News, I am Adi Darami.
That report by Adi Drame brings us to the end of this edition of QTV News. But before we go, here is a recap of the headlines.
A nationwide COVID-19 vaccination campaign round 9 will commence on the 1st of March and conclude on the 10th of March 2023. And the Minister for Finance and Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority on Friday reiterated government's commitment to digitalizing all the country's revenue collection systems. And the President of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Idrissa Mas Jobe, has visited the 16th edition of the Trade Fair Gambia International, which is currently underway at the GCCI grounds in Bijiro. In international news, Libyans have commemorated the 12th anniversary of their 2011 popular uprising that overthrew Colonel Mohamed Gaddafi's 42 years of dictatorship. And in sports news, Gambia's under-20 footballers, the Young Scorpions, have booked their place in the quarterfinals of the ongoing under-20 AFCON in Egypt. That's all for this edition of the news. Join us tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the Week in Review with Ade Drame and Momo Dumbosh. Thanks for joining us and do have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.